Day number 2, god damn it, right babe, without Instagram. I feel better already, I can't lie. It's actually insane like what being on your screen for a long period of time does to your life. Let me open this bloody door, there we go. This is our spare bedroom. So this is eventually going to be, in case you didn't know, moved into this place not too long ago. So what I'm hoping to do is actually, to be honest with you, I'd love to just get rid of this bed completely or just have like a single bed because we still want to be able to have guests here, but it's just taking up a lot of fucking room. And then the goal is going to be move this around, get rid of whatever the fuck, I don't know what that is. And just have like, you know, office desk set up here so we can kind of plot the shit down, have all my books and stuff stored there, whatever, standing desk, and then that's the view. But yeah, so the way that I'm accessing WhatsApp and Instagram is just from my laptop, and like, again, so much more productive doing so. So today, woke up earlier than I have been. I say earlier, like 6:30. I'm used to waking up far earlier than that, but I think that anyone who lives in Dubai might be able to resonate with me on this one. Dubai is just like a late place for everything. People wake up late, they stay out late, and I think because of a lot of people in Dubai work online with people in the UK, because of the big time difference and stuff, typically like work calls and stuff like that normally start from like 12 roughly. So because of that, things tend to get pushed back a little bit. But anyway, I had a call with my mentor because he's based in Orange County, so he's on like California time at 7 a.m. this morning, and really productive call. So what we spoke about was what we were going to be doing with our marketing going forwards. Now, something that we've recognised that is our optimal selling system, and we should all have an optimal selling system, by the way, guys. The way that we sell best is just me simply being in front of people. And what I mean by that is whenever we run an event, whenever we host a free webinar, whenever we send out trainings that we've done, that by far outweighs anything else that we've ever done in terms of acquiring clients. The reason being is that that's my core skill set. My core skill set is coaching people, helping people, delivering to people, talking to people, and just being in front of people. Like the things that I'm not so strong at, we've hired for. So, you know, I'm not so strong with tech. You know, I'm not so strong with, you know, figuring out like automations and things like that. But again, we've got George O'Farrell. So we've got this George who's good at the people stuff, and then we've got that George who's good at like the tech stuff. And it's meant that we can kind of dovetail, if that's the right word, each other quite nicely. So anyway, we were talking about this morning how we can utilize the 350 hours worth of stuff that we've got in our own school platform, build them into playbooks, and then depending on how client we're feeling, offer some of that for free so people can just actually, you know, have in their hands physically or watch with their own eyes exactly what we do. Because again, like that's what I like to do. You know, I don't like hard sales, I don't like spammy sales, I don't like spamming tons of people in DMs. And we want to put our business onto easy mode. And the way that we put it on easy mode is we just go, hey, you are struggling with this thing. We can help you with this thing. Here's the first couple of steps of that thing. They see it, and then people choose to buy from us instead of us selling to them. So yeah, that's what we were setting up this morning. The way that we did that as well is my assistant Stephanie, me and her have got like a Monday.com board. So all that we did is we jumped into Monday.com, assigned tasks that she needed to complete, assigned like a, you know, who does what by when, and it just means that now what we'll be doing is going through like a lot of our trainings, our documents, some of our most helpful resources, figuring out which we can kind of give away, set up like a mini chat automation, have people DM us a keyword, and then from that we can essentially book calls while we sleep, because, you know, that's putting your business on easy mode. You know, having a call to action on your story or in a post or somewhere, or even on YouTube, and having someone opt into the thing, they send their email, you send the thing, they then watch the thing, and then all we have to do is then just kind of reach out, see where we can apply it specifically to their business. And, you know, for transparency's sake, I'd say that we book a lot of calls for doing that. You know, when people say that lead magnets don't work, or outreach doesn't work, or ads don't work, it's not that they don't work, it's just that you're not very good at it, which I know sounds quite blunt, but that's actually a good thing. And the reason that's a good thing is because, you know, especially if you're watching this and this is going to sound like a generalization, but it's because this is the trend I see. A lot of coaches that I coach in their 20s, it's not that you're doing the wrong thing, it's just that you're not very good at doing the thing. And what I mean by that is if you say, lead magnets don't work, outreach doesn't work, content doesn't work, sales calls don't work, like they do all work, like all of them work. It's just that you've not become skilled enough yet at doing that thing. And that's where a plan and accountability comes in, because you can essentially work with someone to review what you're doing and make it better. You know, that's why we have 5 fucking calls a week, so people can jump on, ask questions, learn, develop their skills, and then obviously with the check-in process as well. But anyway, I'm about to have my second meal of the day. I've just been to the gym and trained legs. I literally feel like I want to throw up. That was a big leg session today. I was going to put clips in of it, but I recorded a couple of clips in the gym and I was speaking to camera, and I watched it back and I had toothpaste all over my face. So I was walking around the gym fucking like, yeah. So I was like, that's a bit embarrassing. So I thought I'd just re-record it. But anyway, I have another meal now. We've got a call at 1, 2, 4, 5. And then in between those calls, it will just be kind of getting back to messages. We've done like our admin work this morning and then building out our event. So yeah. Meal 2, god damn it. Right, so as I'm eating this, guys, I'll explain what my current life situation is. So if you've been keeping up with my Instagram, hello. If not, then sweet. So I moved to Dubai in May of this year, right? For those of you guys watching this, it's December 2025. I moved over in May. In that same month, we hosted our first ever Dubai event for our CEO clients, which was class. I could always wanted to do that. And then our next one's actually going to be April the 1st next year. But after that event, had a little bit of holiday with my missus, and off the back of that, it was then kind of like, right, 1st of June, I'm here by myself. I was staying in the marina at first, and I moved to Business Bay for like a couple of months. And yeah, I was like living by myself. I, got everything set up, like, your Emirates ID and your bank accounts and all that kind of stuff. And then like moved all of my clients over to the new Stripe and all that kind of thing, right? And like, lots of paperwork and lots of sorting and things. But because of life and because of stuff, like, when you're in a relationship, you can't just think of yourself. And I think that when you're trying to grow a business and when you're pushing for new heights and this kind of stuff, I think particularly for a lot of guys, you can get so dialed in on that you almost have this thing in your mind where it's like, no, I've got to do this, I've got to commit to it. It's this or nothing, this is a goal, like I can't let anything distract me, whatever. But I also think that there's a massive downside to that, and that's that not that I wasn't taking my partner's kind of life into consideration, because I certainly was, because I was originally supposed to move to Dubai in January, and I pushed it all the way back to May. But because of her working situation, it just meant that we had to spend quite a lot of time apart from each other, and that was tough. So when I came back to the UK, I was back in the UK for like the whole of September, the whole of October, literally a little bit of November, and it was fucking awesome. I loved it, Don't get me wrong. I think that the UK does have a lot to offer. I think once you've lived in Dubai, you live in the UK, just for transparency's sake, I'd say the biggest differences that I've found with like the switching back is the UK is a bit more boring. I mean, London's class, there's loads of stuff to do, but in general, the UK is a little bit more boring. In general, the whole like attitude and kind of energy in the air in the UK is a little bit more miserable. It's a little bit more, people put each other down a bit more. There's not as much of a conversation around like building your business and being successful and like pushing yourself and stuff like that, which I don't mind, because obviously I talk to people online, I talk to my clients, talk to my mentors, that's okay. But once you've been somewhere like Dubai and then you shift back, there will always be this part of you that's like, damn, like, let's put it this way. If you're young, you're entrepreneurial, you're business minded, you're success minded, you want to like make something of your life, it's like someone just went, right, we need to build a city that does that. And that's it. So I won't lie, despite me making it sound like I didn't want to be there, after a few weeks of being back in England, I was like, fuck, do I have to go back to Dubai? Because it was like living with my missus for the first time. I loved it, it was great. But obviously where I'd set my business up, I was in a little bit of a tricky situation, because it's like, well, I can't use up all of my time in the UK in one go, because that would screw me. So I'm back, and ironically, I'm flying back tomorrow. So fly back on Thursday, going to be in the UK for a few weeks, going to have Christmas there, going to be going to New York over there, so I can't fucking wait for that, it's going to be sick. And then after that, we've got a London event on the 10th. The London event is going to be with me and Jack Jacks. We're also going to have my client Darren Hardy speaking at it. Darren Hardy's ex-military. He's actually got a book releasing at the end of this year. He's one of my clients. He's a fucking beast. Incredible, incredible guy. can resonate a hell of a lot with the story. He's going to be talking about his experience with PTSD, which I have complex PTSD, which is a little bit different, but it's quite similar. And it's a fucking top bloke. Then we've got Lauren. We've got Lauren talking about sales. She's absolutely brilliant at sales. She's fantastic when it comes to leadership, and he taught me a lot. And then of course we've got Jack Jacks, who has built a business of like 340 clients. Absolutely phenomenal guy. I fucking love that guy to pieces. And I'm excited for it. I'm very much excited for it. We did have an opportunity to go to Scottsdale, but unfortunately what with going from Dubai, back to UK, to New York, back to UK, to Scottsdale, back to UK, to Dubai, it just would have been too stressful. To do that in the space of 25 days, it would have been too stressful. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to miss Scottsdale, but there will be more opportunities in the future. I think at the start of the year, being a mentor and wanting to look after my clients, I needed to put those guys first, so that's what we're doing. But anyway guys, I'm gonna finish this. I've got calls at, I don't know if I've already said this, but I've got calls at 1, 2, 4 and 5 today. In between then, it will just be a case of getting back to clients. I need to start packing up my stuff because I'm actually flying from here tomorrow morning, so I need to pack up all of my shit. I've literally just unpacked it and fucking moved in here. So I need to pack up all of my stuff, get it all sorted. The only few things left that I want to get sorted for my apartment is I was really considering bringing my decks here. So at home, I've got decks set up at my place. For anyone who doesn't understand like DJing or whatever, I've pretty much got a spaceship at home, mate. I've got, I have like just pretty much bog standard Pioneer setup, but it's a club setup. It cost me a lot of money. Like for context, in case you're wondering what a club setup would look like for decks, this was second hand and it cost me £3,500. So it's set to fucking go. I do have a travel case for it. It would be bigger than my golf club carry case, which is sat next to me right here. So I'm kind of on an arm whether to bring them over or not. And it's not that I couldn't bring them, but I do actually have a table on my left-hand side, which I think would be fucking perfect to get them set up on. So we'll see. We'll see. And if that is the case, then what I would do is, in fact, let me grab this camera, I'll show you. What I would do is, obviously I've got this set up here. So we could potentially, if I move this across, sorry for the mess. We've got this table here. We're just sorting a few things out at the moment. So got quite a lot of room here. I could maybe have them set up here perhaps. And then if I'm ever hosting, we've then got a chill area, balcony area, TV. I want to get speakers like dug into here, or even use this space here to kind of have like speaker perhaps. I mean, that's one thing that I don't talk about a lot, but I fucking love my music. Like I really do. Like that's one thing that, that's one avenue that I could have gone down, is gone like all in on music. I've got some really good friends of mine, Liam, Dan, Connor, Phil, who are DJs, and they do it pretty much full time. I've had some of my friends have played in High and Ibiza, fucking El Lapo as well. Like, gosh, I can keep naming names. Starkey, all kinds of guys, Walker. But yeah, I've had mates who have played in like clubs all across London. They've hosted their own nights, in Clapham, in Shoreditch, up in Coventry, in Birmingham, in Manchester, in Spain, obviously, in Ibiza. So anyway, to cut a long story short, I've been open to kind of going down that avenue, but I don't play nearly enough, number one. Number two, because I don't play nearly enough, I'd be rusty as fuck. And then number three, I think that for me, there was a point in my life where it was like, right, I either go all in on music or I go all in on coaching. And I made the decision to go all in on coaching, and I don't regret that for a minute. But I do miss DJing, I do miss music, and I do miss having a little bit of a dance. So I think having that set up with my decks and being able to just like fuck around or host or whatever would be quite cool. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this here. I hope you guys are all good. If you like these kind of vlogs, I'm not doing this to try and get like thousands of views. I'm literally doing it just to kind of show a little bit of an insight into my life and what it looks like deleting Instagram and just kind of working from my laptop, building out, stuff with staff, continuing to grow the business, updates with like my life and things like that. I actually need to get like a proper camera, which funnily enough, I actually do have an extra. I just need to fucking set it up. So set up a proper camera, get a mic and actually start doing this seriously. But if you do enjoy these, let me know, drop me a message somewhere, like it, whatever. And yeah, see you in the next one.